After Shidou's super goal, the stadium erupts in a symphony of cheers and gasps as Rin and Isagi witness a spectacle of pure athleticism. Shidou, in a moment of triumph, leaps into the air, roaring in exultation at his incredible feat. As Shidou's teammates approach to offer their congratulations, he ignores them entirely, running with an infectious joy, with his attention quickly turned to Sai. Shidou jumps on his back and declares his desire to play football with him forever. Sai throws Shidou off his back and pins him to the ground. He then lays a challenge for Shidou, saying that he must score a hat-trick before he can earn his number, and until then he's to keep his hands off. Unbothered, Shidou counters with a bold proposal, saying that he will score 10 more goals and then they'll move in together. Isagi, seething with frustration, witnesses Shidou's ascent to the coveted flow state, guided by the relentless passes posed by Sai. Though Blue Lock have been performing at their absolute best during the match, they face the grim reality of defeat and are on the brink of losing everything. Sai and Shidou look to be the ones to reshape Japanese football. Rin's anger simmers at the thought of that, while the crowd clamours for Sai and Shidou. In the Blue Lock stands, Henri confronts Ego, desperate for guidance. She reveals that Shidou's goal should have been impossible based on the data they had on him while he was at Blue Lock. This can only mean he's awakened. Panic grips Henri as she implores Ego for guidance, only to be met with a shocking revelation. Ego has no plan, no strategy to offer. Henri forcefully reminds him that their imminent loss here means the end of Blue Lock, a crushing blow they cannot afford to suffer. Isagi desperately runs to the stands, urging Ego on what they should do next, refusing to accept the possibility of defeat. Isagi states that the team have been fighting with all their might, but it's still not enough. He then asks Ego on how they can win. Ego gives a startling revelation, saying that Blue Lock has already won, which catches Isagi and Henri off guard. Ego claims that he foresaw Blue Lock's dominance in the first half and Shidou's brilliance in the second half, assuring them that even though Blue Lock will be erased after this match and he will be banned from the world of football, the essence of Blue Lock will endure forever. Ego outlines the potential futures of Shidou, Rin and the rest of the players, saying that their football careers will be salvaged because their participation in the Blue Lock project will have proved to be a great asset. Ego declares his intentions to vanish forever, becoming the catalyst for a new revolution that will change Japanese football. He then urges Isagi to take pride in Blue Lock's victory. Isagi retorts, telling Ego that he doesn't give a shit about any of that, and he coldly confesses his indifference about the future of Japan and even his own life. What matters to him, what matters to the team, is that they all win this game. The future is irrelevant to the Blue Lock 11. If they lose here, it's no different to dying, and they just can't accept that. Isagi asserts his singular obsession to be the best in the world. He then demands Ego to secure their victory by employing that same ego that he instilled in him. Henri is stunned by Isagi's audacity and behavior, but Ego accepts his words and decides to go with a gamble. In a pivotal moment, Ego then summons Blue Lock's Joker, Barou Shoei, who steps onto the field, stating how sick and tired he's been of waiting. With a mere 30 minutes left in the first half, Blue Lock uses their last substitution to unleash their secret weapon, with him replacing Otoya on the pitch. The both of them switch, with Otoya warning Barou about his killing intent, and Barou shuts him down by saying he's just applying pressure. Barou will be playing on the right wing, while Hiyori moves down to play as a side back. Isagi tries to share his strategy with Barou, only to be criticized about his lackluster plays. Isagi is annoyed, but he realizes that the inclusion of Barou into the game is a testament to Ego's trust in Blue Lock. Henri questions Ego on his particular formation, wondering if Blue Lock can succeed without a well-formulated plan. Ego reveals that Barou was always part of the plan, saying that he has no intention of throwing away this match. He emphasizes that every twist and turn that unfolded is how he envisioned it, including the player who will win the game. However, there was one thing he didn't expect: the rise of egos and passion that has been cultivated within the players. Henri has hope that they can still win, win, and Ego tells her that Blue Lock's resilience just might be able to create football's most critical moment. Nagi greets Barou while Barou insults him for disappearing in the match, instructing that he passes to him. Nagi rejects that. As the two of them start arguing, Rin steps in, telling the team to disregard balance and to attack as they wish with all of their might. Rin's rallying cry echoes the promise of victory, even if it means they have to crush each other to do so. Yukimiya comments on Rin's declaration. Barou tells him to shut up, saying he's not getting crushed, and Nagi agrees, saying they will win. Isagi notes how Blue Lock's current formation boasts unprecedented strength. With all of the pieces together, the match resumes, promising a thrilling spectacle on the field. As Isagi runs down the field, he reviews Barou's weapons. Barou's sweet spot is the 28-meter shooting range. His main objective now is to get Barou to that area, shadowing him from behind, seizing an opportunity to score for himself. Barou reflects on the conversation he had with Ego, and Ego's advice to him is to break the enemy's formation with his rapid dribbling so he can become the center of the attack, but that's what he informed the team. Ego tells him to ignore this entirely, to which Barou said he was planning to. His objective is clear: to steal goals from Isagi until the very last moment of the match. Hayate encounters Barou, intrigued about what he can do. Rin and Isagi trade passes, with Rin doing the back pass to Hiyori, adding a level of unpredictability into the game. Hiyori readies to kick the ball while both Rin and Isagi run in a synchronized dash. Sendo marks Rin while Isagi is left open. Hiyori shoots a powerful curved pass into the penalty area, and Hayate rushes in to intercept the incoming ball from Isagi. Barou suddenly storms in with unbridled force, snatching the ball away from the opponent. As confusion arises, Barou declares that he's Isagi hunting. Hayate, caught off guard, grapples to understand his playstyle. Ego remarks at how Barou's playstyle neglects rationality, thriving off chaos and making it difficult for those who are well versed in football to anticipate him. Barou hits Hayate with a swift chop dribble, leaving him unable to keep up. Barou's self-centered plays prove to be disruptive to both sides of the field, with him charging past Hayate. Ego encourages him to wreak more havoc, claiming that even he cannot predict the last 30 minutes of the match. Barou breaks past Hayate and makes a beeline toward the wing. He is met by Darai, who attempts to mark him. As he scans the field, Darai anticipates a potential pass, but he later dismisses the idea as Barou isn't the type to pass. Just as Darai braces himself, Barou accelerates even further down the wing, stunning Darai. Barou further ignores Isagi's call for a pass and does another chop dribble, leaving Darai in the dust. Isagi yells at Barou to pass the ball, but Barou, fueled by egotism, declares that he would never yield to Isagi. Barou then unleashes an insanely powerful left shot, which comes off the goalpost, frustrating himself and his teammate Nagi. Isagi alerts Blue Lock for the second ball, with the ball finding its way to Yukimiya. With the under-20 defense crumbled due to Barou's influence, the perfect chance for him to score is now. Neru closes in and taunts him to try and get past him, but Yukimiya enters a state of intense focus, and he visualizes the optimal path to enter the flow state. He leans into Neru's right before switching gears to the left. Yukimiya realizes that he can't shoot just yet, so he cranks it up a notch by doing a number of skills past friend and foe alike. Yukimiya has evolved from a mere 1v1 player to now slicing through open spaces like a threading needle by utilizing a dribble style from street football. He commands everyone to get out of his way as he runs towards the goal, using Hayate's body as a shield, and he sees it, the split-second opportunity to score a goal. Kazuma will not let that happen and goes to mark him. With the persistent pressure posed by the defenders, and with impeccable precision, he shoots his best gyro shot in between the two defenders, and just as is about to go in, IQ in the very last second blocks the shot with a lightning fast headbutt. With IQ's interception, Yukimiya questions just how he could have predicted that shot, considering that the shot came from the blind side of the defense. IQ's play just now is a peculiar one, as he's normally a player who observes before reacting, and the kind of gamble he took just now starts to rattle Yukimiya. IQ meditates on his incredible save, saying that his body can now sense the most critical point in the defense with unparalleled instinct. IQ then leaps into the air to clear the chance ball, and Yukimiya recognizes that IQ has now entered the flow state, the moment that he has been waiting for. IQ reminisces of his time in middle school where he originally played as a striker. He was praised for his genius and physique, which resonated with both coaches and teammates. His talent painted him as the team's anchor. However, amidst the accolades, all he could ever hear from the adults was for others and for the team. IQ voices his earnest desire to become the best striker in the world, with his main focal point being to score more goals. IQ's plea to play his ideal football is met with a resounding no from one of his coaches. IQ's dream, his vision, clashed with the entrenched idea of teamwork. Surprised and disheartened, he was suddenly confronted with the harsh truth that his journey as a striker would only be sheltered according to what the adults see fit. Only the flowers under their control are allowed to bloom. With his progress being dictated for him, the once unique bud of potential now succumbs to the dreaded pull of conformity. As the seasons pass, IQ leads his team to a championship game. His team triumph and win the championship, but IQ reveals to his coach that his joy in football has been withering. His coach is perplexed, but counters by telling him that he's a regular forward who's been in every middle school title race. Though he may not be scoring that many goals, the value of his assists are nothing to sneeze at. A poignant sadness lingers in IQ's heart. While his coach praises him on his seemingly bright future, thoughts of unconventional success flow into his mind, the trappings of wealth, a televised marriage, and a shallow sense of happiness. He'll never be satisfied with that. He asks his coach if he thinks he can become the best in the world, and his coach reassures him of his latent potential. IQ responds by telling him he can't. The spark that once ignited the belief in his own greatness has been extinguished, and he regretfully acknowledges that along with the adults, he was also to blame for his own complicity with his decaying dreams. The philosophy of playing for others ruined his dream as a striker, so now IQ decides to sever the chains once and for all. He tells his coach that now he wants to become the best defender in the world. IQ imagines a future where strikers are destroyed by his overwhelming defensive prowess. Time passes with IQ now being an under-20 player and captain and receiving offers from an Italian club. He is no longer confined by the restraints of playing for others, and he yearns to now blossom for his sake. But he reflects on his past, saying that if one day a true striker appears, he vows to offer a nurturing hand and is committed to do whatever it takes for that person to bloom. Back at the game, he is caught in the heat of the moment by the fact that Blue Lock might be the bud that he's been seeking. Isagi calls for the second ball, and Rin traps the ball, gaining possession. IQ marvels at his astonishing growth. He's now operating at max voltage in a heightened state where he perceives every player, their positions, and their potential moves with exponential clarity. Rin breaks past Sendo with a nutmeg, but IQ immediately marks him, saying that the same move won't work on him twice. IQ recognizes that he must nullify Rin's shooting range and close that gap. Just as Isagi requests a pass from Rin, he uses that to charge forward ahead of IQ. IQ ponders that if Blue Lock would have existed 3 years ago, he may have been on their side, trying to become the best striker as well. While he repositions himself to keep Rin at bay, he mentions how Blue Lock is like a divergent timeline, one he didn't choose. With a competitive fire set in his heart, he proclaims to Blue Lock to surpass him, and he manages to physically block Rin. Isagi notices that Rin can't initiate his shooting pattern and questions that IQ's reaction time can only be a result of flow. IQ locks onto Rin's next move and says that if they can't crush him, they won't bloom. Suddenly, he delivers an intense shoulder block, forcefully kicking the ball out of Rin's reach. The ball now lands into the possession of Sai, who comments on IQ's selfishness. Sai tells him that the credits are about to roll, with IQ urging him to go forward. The Japan under-20 all move into attack. Sai is upfield and Karasu marks him, and filled with tension, he starts thinking that if they don't score the next goal, it's over. Karasu decides to impede on Sai's progress, buying time for the defensive line to fortify their positions. Hiyori keenly observes Karasu's tactic, applauding him for his effort as that gives him the opportunity to anticipate the potential threats. Bachara marks Teru while Hiyori covers for him. With Bachara's defensive move, Aryu redirects his focus on his own matchup, leaving Ryo to guard the last unmarked player, which is Shidou. Shidou does a quick cross step, leaving Ryo trailing behind. Ryo then grapples with the fact that he can't copy Shidou's extraordinary abilities. Sai gears up for a move while Shidou prepares. He then does a lightning fast pass towards Shidou, with Shidou aggressively advancing to receive it. Ryo sees that Shidou is still far away from the goal, but he summons every ounce of physical power to pressure Shidou. Gagamaru sees Ryo's efforts in trying to stop him, and he realizes that that Shidou's positioning has limited his scoring options. Kagamaru then places a daring bet on his instincts, and just as Shidou shoots the ball, he moves ready to stop the shot. However, in mid-air, he sees that the ball is moving towards the top of the net. As Shidou shouts in confidence, Kagamaru remains undeterred, and he blocks the shot with a handstand, intercepting the ball with his foot. With the ball still in play, Ryo decides to seize the chance. Just as the ball is about to be stolen by the under-20 players, Kagamaru tells Ryo to clear it, but Ryo rejects the idea and decides to rewrite the course of the game. Ryo then traps the ball, brings it in behind him, taps it on the ground, and executes a jumping turn. He's copied Nagi's trap shot, and he passes the ball back into the front line, with Nagi receiving it and thanking him for the pass. Nagi then calls out for their counter-attack to begin. Ryo's voice echoes through the stadium, directing Blue Lock to unleash their full force. Nagi has the ball, and Isagi praises Ryo for his amazing job with that pass. Now is the pivotal moment where Blue Lock has to score. It's 4 Blue Lock players going up against 5 under-20 players, but with their counter leaving the field unstable, the gaps in their defense have opened up more easily, and it's exactly times like this where Isagi's spatial awareness shines. He must search for and find a point where only he can steal a goal. Barou emerges tailing Isagi, and Isagi wonders whether he was trying to intercept the pass from him. Suddenly, Darai sweeps in behind, marking Barou, refusing to be deceived again. Barou is frustrated by Darai's attempts, concluding that he's figured out his playstyle. With the both of them forging ahead, IQ is there to cut off any potential route of attack that he has. Taking these things into consideration, Barou veers off from Isagi and decides that while Isagi creates the light on the field, he must search for the darkness that can lead him to flow. The commentator's voice booms through the stadium. Neru yells, signaling to the under-20s to watch out for their combinations. Isagi recognizes that the timing isn't right. The goal is close. If he was to attempt a shot now, it would end up being futile. Passing the ball to Rin, he assesses the conditions that he needs to reach the goal. First, the right position he needs to score. Second, a well-timed pass. And third, a level of unpredictability. Isagi is determined to find his opening before the Japan under-20 can regroup. The pressure is on. He must find his chance. The thread of the match will assure him of success. Karasu moves up front to support his teammates. With his perfect timing and strategic positioning, he becomes another vital piece that Isagi can work with. Rin passes the ball to Karasu, who instantly passes to Isagi. The ball hurtles towards him, and he kicks it upwards, curving its trajectory, aiming the ball to Nagi, who handles it easily. While Nagi is caught between the defenders, Isagi exploits their blind spots. Nagi then does a backward jump pass, with Isagi sprinting past all of them. But Sai comes out of nowhere, acknowledging Isagi's tactical brilliance. Isagi is shocked by his appearance, realizing that he completely overlooked him, allowing him to take the shortest path to the most critical point. Just as it seems like all hope is lost for Isagi, he casts aside his doubts and pushes forward for the ball. Pressure mounts as Igo's words cruise through Isagi's mind as he struggles with Sai. Despite Sai having predicted his play, Isagi believes that he has a 50-50 chance and continues fighting despite the odds. He readies his right leg, concentrating all of his tension on the precision of his kick. The goal is within reach, with Isagi just an inch away of using his direct shot. Sai does a light shoulder tackle on Isagi, causing him to lose balance, compromising his shot accuracy. Sai tells him that without a stable core, he can't use direct shot. Isagi grapples with the realization that against Sai, his weapon is rendered useless. Rin emerges in from the right side, demanding Isagi's attention. Rin tells him to look at him, and Isagi understands that Sai wasn't the only one who was able to foresee his play. Isagi then passes to Rin, who runs in to reach it, but IQ, with his brilliant anticipation, appears behind him, telling Rin that he predicted their combination play. He tells them not to think that they can beat him with just that. The ball bounces extremely close in between both Rin and IQ. The tension escalates with both of them just one step away from the ball, but out of the blue, Barou makes a dramatic appearance, effortlessly holding back both Kazuma and Darai. Barou then takes a moment to thank Isagi for being the light that became his prey. By crouching down on one leg, he unleashes a powerful volley shot, which soars into the left corner of the net. Barou then tears off his shirt, leaping into the air, letting out a loud roar as the score has now been tied to 3-3. Hey guys, thank you to everyone who watched the video. If you enjoy more Blue Lock content, please subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay blessed.